It's a new year, it's a new day, we have a new promotion in wrestling, and the Daleks are back, baby! Hello, I'm Kanako the Squirrel, and this is the Haymakers Best and Worst of 2018, Part 2.
And this time, most of it's almost positive.
And the first category of Part 2 is Best Spot. Your nominee, or your honorable mentions, rather.
I was just going to say,
What'd you
aka
say?
the Young Bucks Award.
Right. Best Spot. Your honorable mentions are Will Ospreay's leaping senton from the top of the ramp at Dominion, the 6-man ladder match for the North American title at NXT TakeOver New Orleans, which one? Take your fucking pick. Braun Strowman tosses Kevin Owens off a 20-foot ladder through a table at Money in the Bank. The 7-man Tower of Doom spot at War Games 2. Ricochet flips over the top rope during a promo with the Velveteen Dream on NXT. And your winners. I'll go first with mine. It's Adam Cole's precision superkick on a moonsaulting Ricochet from TakeOver Brooklyn 4. That was, no hyperbole, no joke, the best goddamn superkick I have ever seen in my life. Like, Adam Cole...
The last time I saw a super kick that good, it was Shawn Michaels and Shelton Benjamin. You know
Right.
the one.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is, no pun intended, the gold standard of super kicks, and this fucking topped it. Okay, pun kind of intended, but you get my point. like Adam Cole has this uncanny ability to just put his super kicks on a dime. He just has unbelievably good aim with his super kicks. And the one he did to Ricochet at Brooklyn 4, it was just so on point. It was perfect.
It's Adam Cole with his precision super kicks and Ricochet with his precision high-flying abilities.
Yes, when two athletic geniuses, there's no better way to put it, get together and do a spot like that, you can only expect the best. And this was the best, at least for me. You guys have some other ones.
Yeah, I'll go next because unlike these two, this actually finished a match. Adam Page gives Joey Janela his rite of passage off a ladder and through a table at All In. I'm beginning to think Joey Janela has a death wish or something.
He is currently injured because he did something stupid.
Oh, was that LA Confidential?
I believe so, yes. I think he destroyed his knee.
Yeah, but that being said, for those who don't know what the rite of passage is, essentially it's a vertebreaker, which is basically a reverse pile driver. So imagine that, but elevated, and a bunch of, foreign objects are around the ring.
Yeah, it's not great.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's also it is very dangerous, and thankfully everyone came out mostly unscathed in that. But the reason I put that on this over the other two is because this actually finished the match, and out of all of them, this is probably the most dangerous stunt.
That's true.
Speaking of dangerous stunts,
Continue.
Ricochet double fucking moonsault off the War Games cage at War Games 2. Hey, look, it's Ricochet and Adam Cole again.
Ricochet, you goddamn anime character.
He appears 4 times on this. Maybe
Yes.
more if you count the take your fucking pick thing.
Yeah, because it's
And
probably like
From a
3 or
technical
4 of
standpoint,
his.
we could probably throw in a bunch of other things that, this is something we don't really say with these lists. This is what we remember.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is all off mainly memory throughout the year, and we may forget things. But when it comes to best spot, if we forgot it, it's not really a good spot now, is it?
Nope.
I would like to make an honorable mention that will definitely be happening be a winner in next year's, which is Naito's DDT headstand, and
Oh, at
Wrestle Kingdom.
Okay.
Oh, mwah,
Oh
beautiful.
yeah, for sure.
All right, I'll make a note of that.
That is
Also,
that is my pick already. That's like at
Ouch.
least runner up.
Yeah, like, and I think I remember putting the Lego spot from the Christmas Raw edition or Christmas Raw episode where Bobby Lashley landed back first on a bunch of Legos like a goddamn insane person.
I believe also earlier in the year that what's his name again? Jimmy Havoc has also done the Lego spot because it's the Lego spot.
Right.
If there's a way to innovate violence, he will do it, and he will somehow make it even more painful.
Yeah, Tommy Dreamer has been usurped in his innovator of violence role. Sorry, Tommy.
He is called the king of the death match for a reason.
But yeah, if we included Jimmy Havoc spots in here, this whole list would be Jimmy Havoc spots. So,
yes.
All right, next category. So we went from best walking to now we have best talking, or rather best promo, segment, or video package. Here are your honorable mentions. Daniel Bryan's unretirement speech. Braun Strowman outplays Elias on the double bass. The Miz and Daniel Bryan's 3-part documentary promo for SummerSlam. Samoa Joe reads a bedtime story for Hell in a Cell. Becky Lynch loves herself on Cutting Edge. And we have winners again, but I just realized that the 3 different promo segment and video package we have are heartwarming, heartbreaking, and hilarious. Kanako, heartwarming.
So I'm going to be... This is the first of one of my many ties. It's not written here, but I never got the chance to put it down. Because this is technically a promo, and I'm counting it. So, first, my original, Kenny Omega's victory speech when he wins the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and Becky Lynch's Twitter game, because it's straight fucking fire.
That's fair, I guess.
Okay.
At this point, we've got to count Twitter game because she's doing it so well. But if we did, like, she just wins it every, like, did you see that tweet she sent about Corey Graves? I mean, like...
You can reply to me on Monday, that way you've got 2 other people to help you.
And have someone in your ear. Just like, ugh.
So good.
But anyway, talk a little bit more about the victory speech.
So the victory speech basically sums up everything that is the person and the character that is Kenny Omega. His victory speech was all about, hey, this is the moment where we start to change the world. This is the moment where me and my friends, we start to make this place the best in the world. For lack of a better term, it's like him saying, okay, I've got the ball. Now I'm going to run with it. And the sad part, in hindsight, is he hasn't had that chance because, like, he's leaving New Japan. If he didn't leave New Japan, let's just say this, Wrestle Kingdom's outcome would be very different. If he had have re-signed before Wrestle Kingdom would have had a much different ending.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
More than likely.
All right, Nikki, heartbreaking.
We had to put this on here somewhere. It's Roman Reigns breaking character to announce both his title relinquishment and his cancer remission.
Leukemia.
Leukemia.
Return.
What's the right word for it? Return? Yeah.
Remission is the word you're looking for.
I thought remission was when it went away.
No. Wait, no.
Either way, when his cancer came back. So
Yes.
he comes out and he does this promo, and nobody's thinking anything's going to be special. He's got the title. Crowd's booing him. It's all good in the neighborhood. And then he he says his real name, and it's just like, where the fuck are we going with this?
The first thing that caught my attention was the fact that he came out in like semi-street clothes. I could see him coming out that dressed like that if he was going to go for a heel Roman, like with the Usos, and they were going to be like thuggish kind of characters.
Yeah, they could do that, but
yeah,
it was also something that like it wasn't too out of the ordinary, I would say.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, that's different. Maybe a character change. That's what I thought. Yeah.
But then he gets into his past. He talks about how he tried to make it as a football player, but that washed out, and how he had nobody at that point, and the WWE came along and helped him out. And granted, it'd be really hard to boo him after what he had said, but this was let me put it to you like this. It was the loudest reaction to Roman Reigns I've ever heard. That includes the night after WrestleMania that one time. This topped that. Roman Reigns finally got over. It took something hellish to happen, but it happened.
Something that I would like to point out that also it wasn't WWE booking that got him over. It was him being him. Which, surprise, surprise, wrestling fans like it when wrestlers are honest and like be themselves.
It was the most real that Roman felt, and sadly it took one of the worst cancers out there to really get him with the fans, and it sucked.
To sum it up,
he is apparently doing better now. He is I think he's going through chemo.
He's going for treatment. But I wouldn't take what Seth Rollins said with a grain of salt, because he was talking to a child when he said that.
Okay, that's fair. But
so I'm willing to go. I'm willing to say at least that he's getting the treatment he needs, because damn sure he's got the money to afford it.
Sure.
Okay, let's try with something uplifting, please. Okay, I'll go for hilarious. Joey Ryan rises from the dead.
Rest in penis. Rest in penis.
Okay, so piggybacking off the last thing, Adam Page is apparently in kayfabe killed, and heavy quotations on killed, Joey Ryan. He was gone for a while, or he was injured or something.
No. He was wrestling the whole time. It was just Joey Ryan's ghost.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, sure. But
yeah.
But in any case, he has. So after the match, all of a sudden we see the Titantron of Joey Ryan's dead body. We pan down to where his crotch area is, and you see something bulge up, and then all of a sudden, I kid you not, several people in inflatable penises come out as druids for Joey Ryan.
Not inflatable penises. Inflatable druid penis costume. And then they touch tips.
Wrestling is super serious, you guys.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Also, it's a resurrection. Beautiful. The commentary was gold.
Oh my god. This was the funniest thing I saw this year, and it did not come from WWE. I'm so happy I saw this.
I was watching this, and I was like, oh, what are they going to do with this? It's obviously going to be a comedy thing. What are they going to do? And it was better than I could ever think. I did give Nick and Matt Jackson an idea with what to do with the leftover inflatable costumes, and I said have the guys involved and like some of the other stars like sign it and then sell them for charity.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would have been a cool thing to do.
I've been down for that.
Yeah.
Although it would be
Because
weird.
it's
like,
not
honey,
like you're going to. It's not like you're going to ever use them again.
I could just imagine like someone personally, honey, why is there a giant inflatable dick in the living room?
It's a collector's item.
Okay.
Honestly, it kind of would be with the people who would sign it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
All
we've
right.
had 2 appearances by All Elite Wrestling so far.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Next category.
All right, Kanako, I think you got this one since we did the last 2.
Okay, so the most underrated match of the year. These are the matches where you think where they're on a show and there's another match that just blows it out of the water and everyone forgets about it. The first one on this list is very interesting because I disagree with it wholeheartedly. Charlotte versus Asuka at WrestleMania 34. The Young Bucks versus L.I.J. at Dominion. Velveteen Dream versus Ricochet, TakeOver Chicago. Seth frickin' Rollins versus Kevin Owens, Monday Night Raw. Which one, I do not know.
That was his last match before he taken on put on the shelf.
Black Machismo, Jay Lethal versus Flip Gordon, All In. Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey, Survivor Series. And your winners, I'll go with mine first. Will Ospreay versus Hiromu Takahashi, get well soon, at Dominion. Because this is a match that is really, really good because it's Will Ospreay and Takahashi, but it also went up against it also went up against Kenny Omega versus Okada, possibly for the belt, and was possibly the best match they had.
Yeah, they didn't have a fucking prayer.
This or Okada Omega 4.
It's like,
yeah.
Whoops.
It's like, it's a really good match, but you're up against
I broke
possibly
the scale
the best
again.
match. Oh, leave Dave alone and his scaling system. It's not like it's. Oh wait, no, that's 7.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that soon. I'll go next. Speaking of that, of a match that gets overshined because of a 5-star or 5-star plus match, Aleister Black versus Adam Cole at TakeOver Philadelphia. While watching this pay-per-view, I thought this was going to be match of the night because it felt the most. I hate to use this term, but most indie-rific out of all. Up to the main event. Black and Cole just absolutely destroyed each other in this match. Just the one chair spot where Cole basically where Black basically breaks Adam Cole in half. Just made my day. And then you had Sanity come out, and then you had the rest of the Undisputed Era come out, and then it was probably the most hard-hitting match of the entire night. And then Andrade Cien Almas and Johnny Gargano stole the show. So.
Mm-hmm. All right, and my War Games match. The Undisputed Era versus the War Raiders, Ricochet, and Peter Dune. And
look, more indie-rific.
More Ricochet. But yeah, like, TakeOver War Games 2, like, I'll give you a spoiler. It's on it's not one of our choices for pay-per-view of the year, but it damn sure could have been. Because, like, 3 matches on here could have been 5-star matches. None of them got Meltzer rated 5 stars, but they're 5 stars to me, damn it. Like, you had Aleister Black versus Johnny Gargano. You had Tommaso Ciampa versus the Velveteen Dream. And then you had this goddamn hell of a match. Like, you had the 7-man Tower of Doom spot. You had Ricochet doing the double moonsault. You had that stare down that is like every thumbnail of that pay-per-view. Like, it was everything good about a War Games match. Even the kind of weird stuff involving, like, the lock, like when what's his face, Kyle O'Reilly locked Pete Dunne in. Like even that was kind of fun stuff.
Every time you say Dune, I want to slap you.
Peter Dunne.
It's done. Pete Dunne.
Who else is there? Ty Bate, and Trent 9.
I hate you.
This is Undisputed Era's words, not mine. Go slap Adam Cole.
Never mind.
Still doesn't mean I can't super kick you. There will be a time where me and you
That's
are in
fair.
the same
That's
arena.
fair, but Adam Cole will super kick you better.
But why would he super kick me?
Because you're
we are both part of an exclusive club.
But
Just
yeah,
wait.
so
Wait. I thought Adam Cole got kicked out.
But it's for life. You know this.
Best pay-per-view.
on to best pay-per-view. So me now.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, this was a good year for pay-per-views. Like there was a lot of stuff across all of the promotions that could have reasonably won this year, but we have our picks. Here are our honorable mentions. Wrestle Kingdom 12. That should tell you how good it was when Kanako doesn't even pick Wrestle Kingdom.
I have a reason for this.
Fair enough. The Royal Rumble. NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. NXT TakeOver Chicago 2. Slammiversary 16. NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4. SummerSlam. Evolution. NXT TakeOver War Games 2. And TLC. And once again, we couldn't come to a decision. Like, it's hard to do these things. So I'll go ahead and say what my choice is. It's NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Like, I live 3 hours away from New Orleans and I didn't go and see this show. I consider it a missed opportunity.
How dare you?
Because I know I'm just the worst. Somebody super kicked me.
See, I had the opportunity to go to the Super Showdown, and I am thankful for it.
Good for you.
I was smart enough to dodge a big WWE-sized bullet.
Mm-hmm. But yes, so we have the NXT TakeOver, or the NXT North American title debuting in that hell of a good ladder match. 5 stars, baby. We had Shayna Baszler picking up the NXT Women's title. You had Adam Cole versus the Authors of Pain versus Roderick Strong and Peter Dunne.
And Swerve.
For the tag titles and for the Dusty Rhodes Classic, which saw Roderick Strong's heel turn. You had Aleister Black picking up the NXT Championship from Andrade Cien Almas. And you had the unsanctioned match. Johnny Gargano beating Tommaso Ciampa. I don't care what that fuck Tommaso Ciampa says. This match happened and it was awesome. Was I supposed to clap there? Shit.
Oh.
But
oh well.
Someone was.
But yeah, this was one hell of a match. I would say that their street fight was just a little tiny bit better, but the unsanctioned match was great. It had Gargano getting the win, which sent the crowd home happy. It was great. Everything's great. It's great.
Yeah, but to top it off, the pay-per-view started off with a 5-star match and it ended with a 5-star match.
Yeah. Hard to argue with that. 2 WWE 5-star matches. Has that ever happened before?
Nope.
Not in a long time, if it has.
My case has been closed.
Okay, I'm next. I picked Dominion. Yeah, this year's Dominion saw not only in a 4 3/4 star junior heavyweight match in Hiromu Takahashi and Will Ospreay, But we also got a 4.5-star tag team match with L.I.J., Sonata and Evil, versus the Young Bucks. Not only that, we got a 4.5-star match with Naito and Chris Jericho. I can't believe I'm still saying that. And we also got a, 7-star match with Okada versus Kenny Omega in a best of 3 falls match with no time limit. Yeah, I'm just going to put my case and close it and then place it on top of Nikki's.
So I guess that means I'm up.
Yeah.
So my pick and the actual winner, All In. The reason I put it there, it didn't have a 5-star match on this card at all. But the reason I put it on here is because it is required watching if you are a fan of wrestling. If you like WWE, you can watch this. If you like New Japan, you should watch this. If you're a fan of Ring of Honor or TNA, you should watch this. If you're a fan of, Chikara or an all-women's promotion, you should watch this. Because it is a celebration of wrestling. And also it has the best battle royale ever put to television. So, yeah, that's another reason to watch it.
All right, well, we've gone from the best.
Now let's talk some shit.
Let's go to the worst.
Yep.
Let's talk about some shit.
Yep, and, oh boy. The bad ones this year kind of stuck out like a sore thumb.
The ones that... There's not a lot that suck, but the ones that do suck like a fox.
Yep, here are the honorable mentions. Elimination Chamber. The Greatest Royal Rumble. Crown Jewel. Survivor Series. And your winners, once again, we couldn't pick on a definitive winner. Yeah, this is going to be a little controversial pick on my part. WrestleMania 34. Now, the reason I'm saying this, again, it had a couple of pretty good matches on here. I'm thinking, again, Charlotte versus Asuka, the IC title match, and, Ronda Rousey's debut match. But here's the thing. After much consideration, thinking about it, I don't remember a single goddamn thing that happened in this outside of the results. Like, think of all the past WrestleManias up till 33. Like, you remember what happened. You remember the spots. You remember the entrances. There was barely a single entrance that was memorable outside of Charlotte's, Shinsuke Nakamura's. Hell, Triple H's was a rehash from WrestleMania 33. Like the entire thing just felt
the only
half.
Cool one. Yeah, the only one that I can remember that was even kind of cool was Mustafa Ali with his whole light show dealy.
Yeah, that was on the pre-show.
Yeah, bad sign.
And like this thing just felt half-assed. Like, it didn't feel like WWE was really putting their all into into the show of shows. And I'm gonna make a statement. I apologize for every bad thing I said about WrestleMania 32.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Who are you and what have you done with voice?
Big
like someone who
oof.
thinks WrestleMania 34 is worse. Because at least I remember what happened at the goddamn show.
Yeah, 34 wasn't that great, but for me at least, the pay-per-view, at least the major pay-per-view that immediately followed it, was even worse. That would be Backlash.
Oh, God. Yep.
So, this pay-per-view had one match that was worth even one single goddamn, and that was the opener. The IC title match between Seth Rollins and The Miz, which was good. It probably could have ended up on our underrated match list, but it wasn't even underrated enough for that. After that, you had Nia Jax beating Alexa Bliss, where Alexa Bliss got in a considerable amount of offense, and Nia Jax was Nia Jax. You had Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton sleepwalking through a U.S. title match. You had Daniel Bryan's worst WWE match ever against Big Cass. You had Carmella beating Charlotte immediately after Charlotte broke Asuka's streak. Fuck. You had AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura fighting to a draw in a no DQ match. It's getting upset.
It gets better.
You had Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley fight a nothing tag team match against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And then, after all of that, the main event is a non-title Reigns-Joe match, where Joe spends like 10 out of the 18 minutes in that match in rest holds.
So I was just for interest looking at the ratings for this show on Cage Match. So the only two matches that have user ratings is the Intercontinental title match and the WWE No DQ match. The highest rating user rating it has is an 8. A single 8.
Oof.
Its overall rating is 3.36.
Jeez.
That's bad.
Oh, we didn't get to the best part.
For those of you who do not know, Cage Match uses a rating system of 0.0 to 10. Nothing ever gets a 10, and those that do are incredibly rare and usually drop down to a 9 very quickly.
Oh, but we didn't get to the best part about the Reigns Joe match.
Mm-hmm.
They started walking out.
Yes.
I remember that.
There was a beat the traffic chant.
Yeah, this was the I'm not going to say the first sign that maybe they should have pulled the plug on the Roman Reigns push. It was probably the loudest one, though. You asked a Chicago crowd to enjoy
not Chicago.
a Chicago crowd to enjoy a Roman Reigns non-title main event boring snooze fest of a match. What the fuck were they expecting?
Actually,
it was
Newark.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Money in the Bank was Chicago. Okay. It's still a New York, New Jersey crowd.
Which is kind of worse because it's kind of their home ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That New York, New Jersey area is Vince's home turf.
And he got booed the fuck out of his own building. Tanako, top that.
I went for the low-hanging fruit. Triple Mania 26!
Oh, come on. Now you're just being mean.
Come on, I gotta beat this dead horse a bit more. Give me a baseball bat.
Jesus Christ. Like, we've resuscitated this horse 3 times!
I mean,
Just so you could beat it up more!
If they're
I'm
gonna
starting to
keep
question your
doing
brony-dom with how much horse abuse we're doing here.
if they're gonna keep doing it, I can't help myself. It's the worst pay-per-view of the year consistently.
well, let me ask you: is it better or worse than 23? You know, where nothing worked.
You know what? Nothing working is okay, because then you can at least give reasons for why it was bad. This was just bad. There wasn't any technical issues. The wrestling was just shit. There was botch after botch after botch. Fuck. Phoenix, a really good wrestler, splashed onto the mother of the owner of the company.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
He went out of the ring, cleared the guy he was supposed to land on, cleared the barricade, and landed on her.
Oops.
So is this gonna hurt my push?
Maybe. there is a reason why the Lucha Brothers are currently doing a lot of US shows.
Yeah.
Because they're actually a lot more popular in the US than they are in Mexico now, because they've gone international.
Thank you, Lucha Underground.
Yes, very much so. Now, on to promotion of the year. Or brand of the year in one case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For this one, what we normally do is we just, like, there really wasn't any promotions that don't deserve to be in the honorable mentions, besides, I guess, AAA. But, I mean, if they keep fucking up their marquee show of the year, like, I guess we kind of have to put them out of it. But, like, all of the other ones that we don't mention, yeah, you can put them in the honorable mentions. We'll just go with our winners. And if you know us, I think you can probably peg where we're going to go.
Yep.
Me and Voice agreed. It's NXT.
Yeah, next.
I went with New Japan.
Yep. Yeah, both.
I nearly went with Lucha Underground, but then I looked back at what they did over the year, and I looked back at what New Japan did, and New Japan just did a lot better matches.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of similar for me with NXT and Lucha Underground. Like, as
Lucha
much as I
was
love
a strong
Lucha,
second.
do what? Yeah. Strong.
Lucha Underground is my second, third, kind of mixing between that and NXT. It depends on how I feel at the time.
Yeah. I just feel like New Japan or NXT, like it brought it more consistently.
Yeah, I think for both NXT and New Japan, they brought their A+ game this year. Hell, if you look at
S-class.
Heck, if you just look at our honorable mentions list for best pay-per-view, every single NXT pay-per-view is on this list. Like, hell, we probably would have included what G1 Climax on it, although it's
if we counted tournaments, I would have thrown in Best of the Super Juniors and G1 Super Climax, because both of those events are fucking phenomenal every year. You are guaranteed to at least get like 2 or 3 5-star matches.
Yeah. But
which is the reason why we don't have a tournament list, because there's not enough of them every year.
Yeah, it is
right.
And we can't put them on pay-per-views because they would just dominate.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Anyway,
but yeah.
Next on the list.
Also, you can tell which ones we watch more of. Nikki and Voice watch more NXT.
These are facts.
Yeah.
We watch them the most because we feel like they're the best.
Yes.
It's not the other way around.
Because, like, if you and Voice had access to the New Japan and not website,
New Japan World?
Yeah, if you had New Japan World and the times of the shows were at a better time for you guys, I'm almost certain you'd watch them.
Probably.
Well,
I mean,
probably.
I would probably, if I had a choice, like if I had, with All Elite coming out, I probably would.
It depends on the card for both shows, honestly. It's like, if they were going head to head, it would literally come down to, okay, which has the better card?
Right.
And that kind of shows you what kind of position the world of wrestling is in at this time. It comes down to what matches are on, not which company is my favorite.
Yeah. Anyway, next category.
Next category is Rookie of the Year. Now, I would like to preface, even though some of these guys have been wrestling for a long time, this is kind of the first time they've come to relevance on the world stage.
Yep.
As far as wrestling. Because there's a winner. That's a very good point. First person on our honorable mentions is Zach Gibson. Next, Flash Morgan Webster. Chelsea Green. Joey Janela. Oh, hey, Joey. Tony Storm, trained by the person who's training me. And our winners are... You guys can... Actually, I'll go first.
Yeah, you go.
Okay, so the person I picked for Rookie of the Year, well, I'm just going to say this. Flip. Gordon! Who do we want? Flip. What do we want? Flip.
What
He's
do we want?
So good.
Head. What?
What? If he wasn't signed to Ring of Honor at the moment, he would be getting signed to All Elite. is fact. He is only not in All Elite Wrestling right now because he signed to Ring of Honor for, I think it was like a 2-3 year deal.
Yeah, but like this was Flip Gordon's big coming out year. Like before this year, I had no idea who Flip Gordon was, but ever since the start of this year, he's just been like making his name known every time he goes out there. So
every time he has a match, it's either it's a really fun romp or it's a really good match.
Right.
That being said, our Nikki and my pick, Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
Like it's hard to argue with Ronda Rousey. Like
yeah. The only reason I didn't pick her is because, honestly, no. Because a lot of her stuff is very much based on stuff she already did, and she was already well known beforehand. So,
well, I'll make the same.
And she also had the full backing of the WWE machine. If she didn't do fairly well at this, I'd be disappointed in her.
Right, but I'd also say I would make the same argument towards both Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar. Both are champions in their own right. Angle, of course, winning a gold medal with a broken freaking neck, and Brock Lesnar being an NCAA champion, Division I champion in collegiate wrestling. So the fact that Ronda, coming from, again, an MMA background, debuting at WrestleMania and having match of the night at WrestleMania and adapting to wrestling, the wrestling business so quickly.
It's Angle-esque. And I don't say that about anybody.
Yeah.
The only thing I have an issue with her is her promo work and the smile.
Sure, but
and that stuff she could fix. That's not like that is not an Eva Marie problem.
Right. Like she can do a good promo some of the time. Like she's not going to bring it every time, but she's not a god awful promo. But here's all I'll say.
Time she could be a good promo.
Here's all I'll say. What is Ronda Rousey's worst match so far? Maybe Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam, but even that was cathartic.
Possibly. I mean, I would throw a toss-up for...
Like, she even gets good matches out of Nia goddamn Jax.
Yeah.
Who the fuck gets good matches out of Nia Jax?
And both of them.
Yes, both of her Jax matches at Money in the Bank and TLC were really fucking good.
I mean, the second closest maybe versus Nikki Bella, and even that was actually not that bad.
Yeah. So, like,
I'm just thinking about her worst match in recent history, and it's kind of like it's either Nia Jax or it's Mickie James.
Oh yeah, she had a couple squash matches on Raw against like Alicia and Mickey, but it's like,
those don't really count. I thought like the high profile ones.
Yeah, I was looking just towards pay-per-views. But yeah, like Ronda Rousey has come in and just become a best bout machine. It's fucking weird.
All I can say is that match at WrestleMania against Becky Lynch and/or Charlotte is going to be amazing.
I just want it to be her and Becky, and I want Becky to break her arm. In kayfabe, obviously.
That'd be nice.
Yes, but anyway, now we're getting to the last few categories.
The biggins.
Yeah, the first one. We got a lot of honorable mentions for.
All right, who's doing this one?
I think it's you.
Okay. So, match of the year. This is one of the big ones. This is the big honkin' ones. Honorable mentions. Here we go. Johnny Gargano versus Andrade Cien Almas, NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega, Wrestle Kingdom 12. The men's Royal Rumble match at the Royal Rumble. The 6-man ladder match for the North American title at TakeOver New Orleans. Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa at TakeOver New Orleans. Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon at WrestleMania 34. The men's Money in the Bank ladder match at Money in the Bank. Adam Cole versus Ricochet at Brooklyn 4. Kenny Omega versus Pentagon Jr. at All In. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre at Hell in a Cell. Cedric Alexander versus Buddy Murphy at Super Showdown. Aleister Black versus Johnny Gargano at War Games 2. Tommaso Ciampa versus Velveteen Dream at War Games 2. Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch at Evolution. And AJ Styles versus the new Daniel Bryan at TLC.
Breathe!
And the winners, so I can give voice a rest.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, my pick was actually going to be Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch at Evolution until Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch versus Asuka TLC. This, also, compared to this, not only did this, I think this felt a little less botchy compared to Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch. I mean, nothing can really top the ladder standing on its own for in the street fight. Last man standing. But this match felt like everyone wanted to kill each other for the title, and everyone looked freaking amazing. Charlotte Flair, oh my god, like Charlotte Flair, like good god, woman, how the heck are you allowed to? Were you able to take a leg drop from the top of a ladder? Oh my gosh, like you're like, I'm surprised you didn't break a rib.
It wasn't even the fact that it was a leg drop. Becky landed on Charlotte.
Yeah. Oh my god.
She landed on it.
Superior,
she
I guess.
bounced off her, and then the table broke.
Yeah, you can hear it as, oh fuck.
Big oof.
Oh my god. Like hell, I don't even care. She almost, like, again, she missed. It still worked for the storyline.
Yeah. When you have a match like that, it's a little sloppiness is to be expected because they're not trying to finesse a great match together. They're trying to fucking kill each other.
There's a difference between a pure botch where it's obvious, like Aleister Black whiffing a thing and then Lars Sullivan reacting to the massive whiff.
Whee!
Or was it, Batista, what was it, the one time he, like, got pushed over by the air?
Yes.
Oh yeah, when Mark Henry was coming into the ring and he just did a backdrop for a reason.
There are those kinds of botches, and then there's the botches you know, okay, that wasn't how it was supposed to go, but that still looks cool.
Yeah, was the table spot?
Yes.
Which
that one time Sami Zayn bounced off the ropes and like fucking ate shit.
Oh god.
The Enzo Amore a kissing the rope.
Oh no! We don't talk about that. Oh my god, that was just scary.
That was scary, but it was still like, okay. And they later used that.
Right.
It added to a story, which was good, but also that story was that Enzo nearly died.
Right.
So
and speaking of added to the story, depending on who you ask, if the right person won or not, this still continues what's going to come up later down the line. Ronda Rousey interfering and costing Becky and Charlotte the match, giving Asuka the much-deserved women's title.
Finally.
Yay.
Should have happened at Mania.
Sure.
Yes. But anyway, yes, this is my pick for match of the year, and I think this was also, CBS's match, CBS Sports match of the year. Anyway, next.
Before Kanako says her pick, everybody in the comments, write down what you think Kanako's pick is going to be. Give us a second.
Okay, time's up.
Go right ahead.
Well, I picked Dominion for best pay-per-view. I picked New Japan and for best promotion. Let's see. Did I pick the best match from Dominion? Yes, I did. I picked the 7-star classic from Okada versus Kenny Omega. It's the 4th one. It's the best one. I don't care what anyone says. This is the best wrestling match of all time.
If you predicted Okada Omega 4, you have won a cookie. It is in your kitchen. Go make it.
Yeah.
The better reviewers and better analysts of wrestling have said so much about this match that there is no reason for me to talk about it. Just go look up what Dave Meltzer has said about it.
Yeah.
Okay. And finally,
it's really good. Finally, I will go with the best trilogy of wrestling that happened this year. I made that. I worded that in a way that
best
would
of
not.
the trilogy.
Yeah. It is the Gargano Ciampa street fight. The match that I would say would be the best of the three, which is saying quite a lot because all three matches were fantastic. But for me, at least, the street fight was the best one because you had like these two guys just trying to murder each other. There's no long and short way about it. Like that stair spot, Gargano like doing that air raid crash off of the soundstage through the announce table and then grabbing Ciampa while he was on the stretcher and pulling him back into the ring while he's still handcuffed, by the way. Or no, he gets handcuffed later and then he does the draping DDT while he's fucking handcuffed onto the wooden floor of onto the exposed floor of the ring. Like, there's so many crazy shit spots on there in this match that, like, this is what I want wrestling to be. Like, personal, angry, violent. And I loved it. So.
Okay. All right. So, next, the final three. Starting with Tag Team of the Year. Here are your honorable mentions. The Deleters of Worlds. The Young Bucks. The Golden Lovers. Mustache Mountain. The Usos. And The New Day. And your winners. Nikki, I think we should go first. The winner for Nikki and us, The Undisputed Era.
Are you doing the sign?
Yep. I'm doing the sign.
Yeah.
Shut
Heck yeah.
the system.
Bye-bye. Like, these guys are the coolest motherfuckers in the world. They are the new world order. Only without the bloat problem.
Yep. And also, they put on 4.5-star classics every single goddamn pay-per-view.
They had a 5-star match on NXT. Just a regular ass episode of NXT. They have a 5-star match with Mustache Mountain.
I'm sorry, guys. I really am. But
you could be wrong. It's fine.
I am not wrong.
It's fine. It really is.
So you guys did a respectable pick, but I picked a team that has an IWGP Heavyweight Champion, Junior Tag Team Champions, and Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Two United States, it's IWGP United States Champions, a Ring of Honor World Champion, both in the Tag Team division and the Singles division. PWG Tag Team Champions. Well, and they're just the elite, the elite, the elite, the elite.
To be fair, if the Undisputed Era could have won more tag titles, they probably would.
Women's tag title. Oh wait, no, that's not a thing yet.
Yet.
Same thing for the UK tag titles. They're not a thing yet, and therefore they haven't won it yet. Yeah,
and we all know Mustache Mountain are gonna have them for a while.
I think it's actually gonna be the other two teams, Gibson and Drake.
Oh,
Liverpool's number one.
Oh, I was thinking
I don't
War
like
Raiders.
Liverpudlians.
War Raiders could possibly pop up in there.
I more see them being the kind of tag team that never wins the titles and then gets a shot at on the main roster.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
last two.
The next is your male wrestlers of the year, starting with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Adam Cole.
bye.
Thank you. Tomohiro Ishii. Cedric Alexander. Will Ospreay. Tetsuya Naito. Hangman Adam Page. Mustafa Ali. Chris Jericho. I didn't expect you here. Velveteen Dream. The Miz. Ricochet. Daniel Bryan. Andrade Cien Almas. AJ Styles. Seth frickin' Rollins. Kazuchika Okada. Samoa Joe. And your winners, Nikki?
I am going to go with Johnny Gargano. Because nobody saw this one coming. Like, at the start of the year, Johnny Gargano was kind of just a guy. He was in the... He was
Best
kind of in
tag team.
NXT's mid-card. Like, Ciampa was still on the shelf, so he was just kind of going about his thing. It was fine. And then he has the match against Almas at TakeOver Phoenix. A 5-star match, which hasn't happened since in WWE. It hasn't happened since CM Punk. What?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, right. Yeah, Gargano has the 5-star match in Philadelphia. Okay. Then he has the match against Ciampa, the unsanctioned match. Then he has the street fight. Then he has the last man standing match. Then he has the match against Aleister Black. Like, every single takeover this year, Johnny Gargano has had the best goddamn match on the card. Like, he is WWE's best bout machine. He is the one who is putting out great matches with the whole goddamn everybody. And voice,
Yeah.
the guy that you got.
I'm going with the guy who actually won most of those matches, the Psycho Killer, Tommaso Ciampa.
You sick fuck. You sick fuck.
Sorry, I gotta go with results. Tommaso has been probably one of the best, outside of Samoa Joe, he's been the best heel that WWE has. And it's displayed in the ring. He's been kicking ass since he came back from injury. And he's only lost once this entire year on pay-per-view.
Yeah, and that was the unsanctioned match, which gives Ciampa the grounds to say that he was undefeated this year.
Yep. And each one, 4.5 stars, 4.5 stars, and a 4.75 match against what's his face, the Velveteen Dream.
Now, I'm gonna skip one of my picks because you can take a guess. One of my picks is Kenny Omega.
Duh.
But
What?
But I'm saying one of my picks. Yes, I couldn't choose between two wrestlers, that being Kenny Omega and Walter.
Oh?
Walter scares the
Walter.
shit out of me.
He's legitimately a scary, scary man, and he's coming to WWE.
What are the odds that he takes that UK title off of Peter Dune?
So I put a link in the Discord we have, and it's just of Tomohiro Ishii and Volta slapping the shit out of each other, and it's fun, and it looks painful, and you know when Ishii backs down from a chop, you know it hurt.
Christ. That dude could handle anything.
Yeah, like Walter has been putting on great matches and he needs more attention. And the fact that he's going to WWE, mainly the UK scene, makes me happy on the inside. Because that means he has a bigger platform to show how much of a monster he is.
Yeah.
And you know the fact that I've tied him with Kenny Omega says a lot.
It does.
All right.
Nobody is on his level.
All right. Last one.
All right. We have the Women's Wrestler of the Year. Here are your nominees. Tessa Blanchard, Shayna Baszler, Toni Storm, Ronda Rousey, Io Shirai, Nikki Cross, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, Ember Moon, and Charlotte Flair. And your winner, undisputed winner of Female Wrestler of the Year.
Wait, hang on. I think Kanako has someone else.
I picked Kairi Sane. Fuck you! Ha ha!
Kanako, you absolute shitburger. You goddamn weeb. Why? This was the easy one.
All hail the pirate princess.
Ah! We couldn't agree on a single fucking one in this video. This was our one shot.
You know what? I would rather be a contrarian and take my shot than just agree with the obvious pick, because everyone knows Becky Lynch is amazing, but she's not the only amazing female wrestler in WWE.
Kanako, Becky Lynch is not simply an amazing wrestler. She is the face of the company right now.
Yeah. Also, according to CBS Sports, Becky Lynch is Wrestler of the Year, male and female.
Like, Becky Lynch in this past year has become can't miss, must watch, Stone Cold 2.0 material. Like, the growth that she has had this year is goddamn astonishing.
Here's the thing. I will agree with you. The issue is, what would have you had said if we took this at the halfway point of the year?
Oh, I would have said Charlotte.
Yeah, I probably would have
I
said
still
Charlotte.
would have said Kairi Sane.
Wait, when did Kairi pick up the women's title?
WrestleMania? No.
Yeah.
No, SummerSlam.
SummerSlam.
The SummerSlam weekend. Yeah.
You know what? We have
Okay, well then Kairi hit her peak right as Becky Lynch turned heel.
No, yeah, but she still had good matches. I'm not talking about when
So did
people hit. I'm not talking about when they hit their peak. I'm talking about their overall throughout the year. At the first half of the year, Becky wasn't doing much.
She was winning.
But she wasn't doing much.
Mm-hmm.
But she was winning.
That should tell you, though, in just the span of since SummerSlam was when her transformation into the man really started. And that was in late August. We are now in early January. In that 4 months, Becky Lynch has transformed herself into, all that shit I just said. In just 4 months. Less than that, actually. Because now she's just hitting her stride. Like, this is, it's Becky. You can go ahead and say Kairi all you want. Kairi is great. I love the Pirate Princess. They just did a thing on the Edge and Christian show where Kairi and Beth Phoenix recreated that bit from Kill Bill with Uma Thurman and Lucy Liu.
Mm-hmm.
That was goddamn amazing. Did y'all see that?
Yes, I did. You linked it. I find it funny, but not amazing. I don't find heavy parody stuff that fun, but that's a me thing. Which is funny because, like, when it's parody and it's it's funny parody. I'm fine with it. For instance, look at the Blue World Order and Blue
Croc.
World Order and Black Machismo. Those are two incredibly funny things because they don't just copy what the others are doing. They either make fun of or they lightly make fun of it, where the Kairi Sane thing you just talked about didn't really happen that much.
Mhm.
But anyway, we all agree that these two women are really good.
Yes.
Yep. And thus concludes the best and worst of wrestling for 2018. Holy crap, we had a lot to talk about. We have a lot to look forward to in 2019. Especially was it Wrestle Kingdom 13 and New Year's Dash already passed after time of this recording. But next time, it's back into WrestleMania season as we take you to the Royal Rumble.
You gotta do it like Vince. It's the Royal Rumble.
Tick 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 tick. Oh, look at that! My phone's got a countdown for some reason.
We'll talk about. We may talk about that in the future.
I wonder why that is.
Yeah, we'll talk about. We may talk about it in the future. But until then, this is the Haymakers signing off, and we'll see you in 2019.
I'm sure it's not all that